those legacy players coming in there with all that experience. So it's really good to see like a legacy dodgeball game. It's almost like watching some real good old school.
Yeah, I mean, you also have Drew Tabernor over there. He plays like a younger man. He's got an arm like a younger man, but he might be almost in his 40s at this point. I don't mean to call him out like that, but there's a lot of experience. Kyle Waddy's been around for so long, even though he's really young. Was on the national team at one point.
It's nice to see them still carrying the torch so those younger players can develop. And that is the whistle for the opening rush. First ball thrown by Gonzalez. Dubuque with a block, but it looks like it goes in as a hit. He was down on the ground, so it was kind of tricky. So Dubuque does go out. They still have 4 players on the melee side. Oh, going for the catch there, number 12. Does not manage to bring it in, and that was Holowatenko.
That was a bold choice there by Zeal. They were down by 2 players, and they threw 2 balls and got 2 hits.
And they just take another one out, and that's number 16 on melee. Waddingham, you were just talking about him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we share a number. That's why I know.
You gotta love that when those 2 numbers are staring each other down down their lane on the court, and it's like, oh crap, because it's like it's right there on the roster too. Nice dodge there by McEwen with that cross court shot there from melee in the wing. They've still got the 2 players on.
I love the color here for Zeal in their jerseys, but I hate whoever put that purple on the font. I can't read it.
I think I might have mentioned that earlier during the tournament. Good thing is I know who they all are, so I've got your back there. I might need a new glasses prescription, and the court on the opposite side is a little bit far, so you're going to have to help me out with your better eyesight.
So right now, I think we have Levelecki in the melee's left corner.
Who just did that amazing dodge with the 2 balls and then took a return fire shot at McEwen, who got down and slid out.
No, that's Jordan Williams with the do they both have backwards hats? So the lighter hat is Levelecki, the guy who just threw.
Okay. So the gray hat's Levelecki for those of you watching at home. The black hat is Williams.
Yeah, they're both very good throwers, very good blockers.
I love that 1-2 stagger that they just did. He threw at McEwen, and then after McEwen takes a shot at Levelecki, Williams takes a shot at him. McEwen does get down and out of the way. He does a very good job of like pancaking himself to slide. But that 1-2 shot did finally get him out. It actually took about 3 tries for them to connect on him.
McEwen was doing a great job jumping, going low, whatever he's got to do, and very honest for him to take that out because I thought he blocked it.
And that's one of the things you're going to see from the Zeal team is they have a lot of movements like that, like both vertical and horizontal. Like their footwork is absolutely amazing. And that's the first hit on the board now for the Zeal team. They take the point, and that was Julio Amador.
Julio Amador, a new face for, as far as I know.
He's been in the scene for a while. Okay. I'm not sure how often he travels, though.
Okay. He did a great move there. Jump block, landed, took 1 step, took a hit, went forward, took another hit. That was a tall order, and he was up to the challenge.
Oh, wow, that's a 1-2 exchange right off of the rush again. Gonzalez going out after taking a shot at the player right in the center on melee.
That's twice now. Gonzalez taking one out, but getting taken out himself.
That's one of the things you're going to see with Gonzalez. He stays at the front. He likes to bait. He likes to fish for the balls. But that does kill his play time, so let's hope he'll get some catches to bring him back in so he can get his steps in.
This team is capable of making catches. I've seen it before, especially Dubuque here. I know he does a lot of high-flying dodges, but I saw him square up for a couple of catches, and they were really solid.
Yeah, and we just had the wing Sean Oko taken out. It's nice seeing him back at the at this level here for club championships.
Some really nice fakes out of melee right there, disguising who's throwing. Unfortunately, they don't connect, but
I love it when melee does that, though, because they're one of those teams where I take those seriously. Like, I actually flinch just watching them from here.
Sure.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of teams who do it, but they put their whole heart and soul into it, and I absolutely enjoy seeing that because it really gives you that sense of urgency from that side.
Yeah. And Waddy has a tell. If he does 2 fakes, the second windup is a throw.
Ah. Well, that's a good little tidbit to know. Thank you.
He's got a very violent fake, but if he's doing another one, it's not a fake. And Jordan Williams getting through the blocks here.
McEwen going out, so it's just
McEwen.
Amador left.
Hey, well, you know, he did pretty well in the last one.
Yeah, nice block from Amador. Takes a shot from the back line as they're on the retreat. Doesn't connect.
That was smart, too. He knew the ball that he had blocked went to his ball retriever, so he had an extra ball.
Big jump from Amador, dug down, and he had the balls out, but it goes just underneath into the legs and takes him out. So that's going to tie it up now. Melee with their first point on the board.
Yeah, Melee making sure not to give Amador another chance to turn a point. That was one that Melee should have won, and they did win. So let's see how they do this time.
Yeah, I agree. They had the player advantage. They had the ball control. They know what they're doing, and that's a tap from Gonzalez again.
He didn't get a hit, but he is also alive, and that was a very impressive dodge.
It
by
looked
him.
like one, but it was very close.
Yeah.
It's nice to see Gonzalez staying in. So I did mention that last time, so I'm glad it wasn't the commentator's curse.
Who's right corner over here? Is that Element?
That would be Taylor Element. Good eyes. See, that's why I need you.
Well, I didn't see the name, but I remember him from yesterday when they had jerseys that were legible.
I'll make sure to pass that along to the team captain.
As the guy that's in charge of the jerseys on our team, fonts are a really big deal.
I am in charge of the jerseys on my team.
Go big and go light if you're writing on a dark jersey.
Yes. Even just put a white drop shadow.
White drop shadow or outline, yeah. Just do it.
Make it shine. Nice big jump there from the wing on the Melee team after that throw from Oko going back down onto the court. We see a play call being made. Love the enthusiasm coming out of the Melee side, and that little sidewinder missile.
Yeah.
Oh, I love seeing those. It's not a shot you see very often because, you know, there is that chance to drop to your knees and catch it, but oh my gosh.
And that was Justin Carandang.
Oh.
Justin Carandang doesn't throw a lot of those, but when he does, it looks like he's worked on that, and he can throw a nice curve because he got someone with it, probably Element.
Like, we definitely see a lot of the overhand throws.
Yeah.
We see a lot of, like, the sideways overhand, but you don't really see, like, those low sidewinders. And I absolutely love seeing those shots because those are some of the trickiest, and it can definitely entice a lot of people to catch.
Yeah.
And that gets you the greedy fingers.
Yeah, and Justin Carandang doesn't really call his own number a lot. He normally wants to be without a ball and go for catches, but so you can't do that all the time. Sometimes you got to throw. So he did that earlier, and right now Melee has a 4-2 advantage.
I think Oko's going to be the main, or not Oko, sorry. He just got out, but Dubuque's in there. They're both very tall.
Yeah.
So
he's an oak tree. Great throw there by Rizzo, a.k.a. Ryan Kerr from Melee, but great blocks here and defense on Zeal. These are two of their hardest to finish players. Dubuque dodges, catches.
Gets
Wilmot
out of the way.
just seems to dodge everything.
Oh, Wilmot is like the squirreliest guy.
Squirrely is a good word for him. That's the same thing we say.
But he's a Zen master on the court, too. He is absolutely unreadable when it comes to, you know, his serious game face, and he's going to be one of those players that's super hard to predict. Yep. And, you know, it's nice being able to see that in games because, you know, it also gives us something to talk about, too.
Yeah. He doesn't seem to get rattled, like, ever. Even going back to the Golden Boys days, like, very poised, and then can drag out points, go super long into the point and still be active.
Speaking of Wilmot, he just took a nice big shot there at the wing on Melee, straight down the lane there. It didn't connect, but you know what? I think it was a good opportunity taken because they do have to do that back and forth. Smart for Zeal to only throw one ball because they have a lot of strong arms staring them down from the Melee side.
These are good throws from both sides and just better blocks.
And
Dubuque taking himself out. I thought he blocked that.
I think he put his legs out just a little bit, so it might have just tipped him. And that's honestly, that's the majority of the times that Dubuque does get eliminated. It's
he spends a lot of time
in the air. Because he moves so fast.
Yeah.
Those little ones that just clip you get him out.
Yeah, he's very good at like tucking the legs in, or if he's sliding, he just like pulls the legs out of the way. But you know, if you spend that much time jumping, teams are going to be able to time that and be able to hit you on the way down or just on the way up and clip you in the shoes. There's not much you can do about it.
And I think there was a false start being called.
You get 1 per half. Oko wasn't on the line, and Bryce saw
Oko
that.
wasn't on the line. He.
I think he's out, though.
Yeah, I think they're going to play short because that's 2 false starts.
That's a really unfortunate thing. I saw it too, and I was like, oh yeah, the refs aren't going to call this, but
I think they're going to have a moment to talk it out.
The thing is, like, I don't know.
His foot was over the line, but I didn't see it on the line.
In my opinion, letter of the law, yes, he's out.
Yeah.
Maybe the spirit of the law is like that rule is in place for runners. He's not a runner in this position, so he's not getting an advantage from being off the line. He's going to slowly walk off the line as soon as they start. And looks like the refs have said the same thing.
And they're watching him like a hawk now.
Yeah. And
McEwen going up for the catch off of the rush, but it flies into the air. No one's able to help him out with that team catch, so he is going to be the first out on the Zeal team.
Gonzalez kept himself alive, and then he took a shot.
And Amador goes out.
Don't know how long he's going to be alive, so he might as well take some shots.
Yeah, makes sense.
Josh is throwing. That
nice
was a
big hit there from the Zeal side onto Melee.
Yeah. And
see number 12 going out.
Holowatenko, Josh, veteran player, played on cloth mixed and men's at the last 2 Worlds. Tends to dodge, and I get hurt watching him dodge because he lands so hard in the worst positions, and he did so there and got hit, so it's a double whammy.
It's amazing, like, because there's a lot of tall boys on both sides, like a lot of tall men.
Yeah.
The air that these players can get,
for sure. Yeah.
I am astounded and amazed by these teams and their athleticism.
I really like what Zeal did there. Jordan kind of sussed it out that they were going to do a rundown counter, but when he sort of half pump faked, the Zeal players took 1 or 2 steps off the line. They didn't fully charge and commit. They were smart. They stopped and then noticed what was happening, and once Jordan threw, they just ran him down.
Yeah.
Very smart plays. Levelecki gets a catch here off the rush. He's known to do so as well. He's got great hands, but also great throws. It's a good pickup for Melee.
I think part of what we're going to see, too, coming out of these teams is it's going to be very... Like, there is a lot of energy, but we're not seeing a lot of rushed energy. Both sides are playing a very calm game. Like, we're really only seeing that franticness happen during the opening rush, but other than that, we're seeing a lot of, very textbook throws, dodges, catches, like some very, good old school dodgeball. And Oko with a catch down on the knees. First one going off just the side of him. Second one going right in the breadbasket.
Yeah, and that's just bad timing. If you're going to throw 2 balls at a guy without a ball already showing catch, like that he's going to go for a catch, then put him at the same time. Oko clearly can make these catches. Hopefully they just, next time they try that.
And he is a player with a huge wingspan as well, so he's able to take those shots. But that one he did take, though, goes off of the Melee player in the guard position, sails over the 2 guys in the center, goes and catches the other guard. Yeah, Taberner catches it. And that brings another one in for Melee. That's
a very heads-up play by Drew to even look over to get that.
That sailed perfectly, too. And Taberner with another nice, big, clean block going down for McEwen and Wilmot there.
Yeah, now I've been the victim of plenty of pop-up catches at this tournament, so I know how disappointing that is. But Sean Oko, that was a great throw. Don't get discouraged over that. It happens. The dodgeball gods sometimes frown on you. It happens.
Great throws only fall victim to great catchers.
Yeah, but blocking up into a catch, it just feels like that was a great throw, and they just got lucky.
Definitely a lot of communication and skill involved in that.
Yeah.
To be able to get that catch, definitely luck plays into it.
And hustle.
We got to give them that for the skill and the hustle.
Yeah, but if I hit a guy in the foot and it flies across the court and the other guy catches it, it's like I couldn't have thrown it any lower and still hit him.
Yeah, but at least you get a good clip out of it.
And that was a catch there by Justin Carandang. Like I said, he is known to be a big-time catcher.
Yeah, we've seen a couple catches on the melee side. I definitely, just based on observation, I think they're out-catching the Zeal team at the moment, and it's definitely working in their favor.
Yeah, and Drew still showing he's got it, even late into this point. He's still got the heat.
We've got Amador and Gonzalez up on the Zeal side now against the melee boys. And it's just 3 of them on melee, so they do have that player advantage. So burden to throw with balls is going to be on Zeal at the moment. And it looks like Amador takes the shot, and it was a hit from Amador there. They send another one back at him. He blocks it up, and Gonzalez sends that ball to Amador, 4 in hand.
That was impressive. They didn't. You can see the strategy here for Zeal. They are not approaching the actual middle line. They're taking a couple steps back, and still he made a hit off of that. So
nice block from
great
Gonzalez.
throw, but a better block there. Yeah, nice dodge as well there by Kyle Waddingham.
Here, Zeal cheering for their boys.
We're doing a switch. Probably going to be Drew throwing. He does, and he gets that. He's got
smart,
great movement. He's got a lot of different shots, curveballs, drop shots. If I'm on Zeal and I see that coming again, I'm just moving out of the way.
That was a great catch that you saw there, like the way you caught and saw what was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean I've played against these guys a ton, so I know how they play. And
nice big throw. Amador gets down. Amador blocks.
Nice
Amador
movement.
goes up. Amador throws. And he stays in, so it's still 2 against 1. It was very close. He got down to the floor and rolled over, but it sailed over him just in the nick of time. Big wide shot from Amador. Unfortunately, goes a little high on the court there.
I'm not a huge fan of that, but maybe he's conserving energy so that he can do a crazy play in this next one here.
I think we definitely have to factor into this is the last day of the tournament, so you know arms are probably really sore. So accuracy may not be where they want it to be.
Yeah, this ball retriever just grabbed the ball before it went off, so she's got to be careful. They throw 2 at Amador, like very aware of the fact that Amador has turned this situation before. Let's see if they do it again.
Oh yeah, he is good for that. We will see what happens. He does manage to get out of the way of that one very, very quickly, though. Doesn't have a lot of space to move laterally because he is hiding himself in the corner right now.
Yeah, he
goes for it, but it's a little short. Retreats, pulls up, blocks 2, goes for 1. Doesn't get his arm out of the way in time. That was Tabernor.
Yeah, so that was great poise. He's conserving his energy here, Amador, but great block to turn it into a throw and a nice hit. So we've now got a 1v1 situation. Zeal calling for a timeout. I think they want to let Amador give his arm a rest for a moment. That makes sense. Yeah.
We are playing the full-time regulation matches, so it is going to be a timeout, 1 per each set or half.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I mean, like you said, this is day 3 of a 3-day tournament, and these teams have been playing so hard for so many games. And I know I talked to some of the melee guys. Some of them are just like, you know, I just want to be done with this, you know. And I feel that a lot of times going into the last day, I'm just exhausted. But you know, I get up as soon as the game starts. You know.
Yeah,
it's everything on the line all the time, all gas, no brakes.
It's the adrenaline, but I think it looks like both teams are in a good mood. They've got a great attitude. I mean, like it says, you know, a large percentage of the team used to play together at various times, and they're going back to their roots on the melee side, and that's pretty much how it is with Zeal as well. So it's great to see it.
Yeah, Amador lining up across,
going
diagonal.
For it with a block.
Yeah. And Wadi also likes to go diagonally, so these are longer throws than they need to be. I wouldn't do that, but
very much like the bishops in chess with their cross-court shots.
Yeah.
Nice big block up from Amador, gets that ball in, jumps up out of the way. Looks like Waddingham was going to go for a low throw there.
Yeah, normally I'd say this is very close, but Amador has shown that he can make all the blocks very like one-handed, two-handed.
Yeah, it looks like he
solid
lost
blocks.
that one ball. He had it out. He threw it, blocks it down and out. I definitely think, you know, he feels more comfortable with the 2 balls, but
He's very capable of blocking with only 1 ball as well. I've seen plenty of these, and he's blocking them out of bounds, not straight over the line.
yeah, both of them very smart. Another block, and refs calling it safe. Trying to find that grip on the ball as he resets. He knows he has that 10-second shot clock.
Big breaths here by Amador.
Yeah. Block and block down,
Bounce.
still good.
It's he's conserving his energy again. Wadi's got a lot of energy, clearly showing it here, but he might have to throw in some curveballs to get past the blocking here. He threw a drop shot there.
Honestly, that was a really nice long throw.
Yeah.
And again, another really nice long throw. I like how Amador uses the shot clock to his advantage so he can find the grip on the ball, because a lot of what Manitoba players do, I don't know if this is...
Find the nipple?
Well, find the hole on the ball, the air hole on the ball. We'll keep it PG for those listening at home, perhaps, but
hey, everyone
it is
has
normally
nipples.
referred to as that, yes.
Ooh. Oh.
You're just going to get that one comment because the kid said, ow, my freaking ears. All right, so we've got 40 seconds left on the clock. There is a chance that this may go into a no-block situation with a 1v1.
Yeah, and Amador has been conserving energy. Like I said, Wadi is expending a lot of energy. Hopefully he doesn't regret that going into the late parts of this point. Look at all this energy he's throwing out here, and then just a casual block.
And both of these teams have been, both of these players have been using blocking to their advantage, and that's kind of the thing that we're seeing.
Is that a line?
That is ball over.
Retriever over. Okay, okay.
They have been using balls for blocking as their defensive mechanism. So when we go into the no block, it could end very quickly.
1-0.
Waddingham getting out of the way just in time.
They both get a rest here.
Yeah.
You don't normally see Waddingham this bent over and tired. He really wanted to win that one before no blocking. Very capable dodger. So it looks like Amador is a much better blocker than he is dodger, but I haven't seen him play a lot. So maybe this plays into melee strengths here.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in too many no block situations, to be perfectly honest. So, you know, that because I have seen him using blocking a lot, I could see him at a bit of a disadvantage here. I think you know, Waddingham has been expending a lot of energy, like you said, and I've been seeing it as well. But I think he's going to do just one more last gas, and he's going to go full throttle on Amador, and I think that might get the point for melee.
Yeah, and if Wadi is a little too aggressive running to the line, he might get picked off by Amador. He used a lot of energy in the last couple of minutes of that match.
He got Amador to throw first, though. He's returning fire. And Amador gets low and out of the way. Waddingham off to the side, and he throws the hit as Amador rushes up to the line. Point goes to melee. He threw from the knees, too. Very smart to do. Didn't have to expend a lot of that energy. He took the shot as he saw him going for that rush, and he timed it just perfectly.
Yeah, and that was a do-or-die situation.
Yep, for both of them.
Amador was right on top of him. You know, Waddingham's been around a while. He's a veteran player. He can beat you in a lot of ways, and don't ever assume he's going to do anything, because he might do the opposite of what you think, and he just kind of showed that there. In my opinion, watching Amador handle that no blocking situation, I'm not a fan of being completely defensive stance, small in the corner. You're basically giving the other guy his best shot, saying, take your best shot, and you're going to say, oh, well, I'm definitely going to dodge because you can't block, and you're not showing throw at all. If you're at least showing some offense, like potential offense, you can throw them off their game, and maybe they don't get their best throw on you. And he ended up dodging it, but then maybe got like a full head of steam and thought he had Wadi dead to rights, and Wadi got a ball from the ball retriever, and you know, he did his thing from his knee as well. Very impressive.
I will say, though, I think I don't think we're going to see Waddingham or Amador play in this lineup
Oh
on the rush
God,
for the second half.
Definitely not.
I think they've earned it, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. Everybody looks nice and rested here on Melee side, and Wadi, you know, he's smiling, but he's breathing pretty heavy. I'm sure Amador is feeling some of that as well.
Well, hopefully they are staying at a host hotel that has a hot tub so they can soak those joints later today.
That is absolutely necessary.
We do have the beer garden open as well, too. So, you know, once this game is over, both teams will be able to either celebrate and drown their sorrows.
Yeah, nothing better than having a dehydrating alcoholic beverage to soak up all your pains and aches.
One glass of water for every sugary alcoholic drink.
Oh, that works. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hydrate myself.
It just was while you were giving me that analysis. So that is the whistle. So right now, Melee with those 3 points after Waddingham finally after that long round took out Amador. We see a couple shots being made, but both teams kind of being reserved a little bit now that they have kind of an eye on what their strategies are going to be.
Yeah. All these players are super rested at this point, so they're
they
showing
had a long break.
Yeah, they got a lot of energy right now. I don't know if that's McEwen in the middle.
He
threw last time and hit. He's not throwing, but he's doing a good job faking and disguising who's throwing. Zeal, they've done that really well. Not all teams do it. In that case, he was the only one doing anything.
I think, again, with McEwen being one of the younger players on the Zeal side.
Is that true? Yeah.
Younger in age, but not necessarily experienced.
Okay.
But he does defer a lot to the more legacied Zeal players, which is why I think he didn't take that shot, although we saw a beautiful one there from Karadang taking out Denham Dubuque.
Yeah, and that's that veteran presence you see right there, especially knowing, they probably know Dubuque. If you pump fake, he's going to jump a lot, and so you just trail that with the next throw, and that's exactly what Karadang did.
Yep.
Karadang's been around a long time as well. He was at the first Nationals in Halifax with us. Well, not with us, but I played against him.
I get what you mean.
Yeah. That's another up for
and in.
Drew Tabanor again, Mr. Pop-Up. That's not a good nickname. I hope that doesn't stick, actually.
I mean, there could be worse.
Yeah, I mean, his name is Tabanor. He could be the Tabby. I don't know.
But you know what, Mr. Pop-Up, like, I kind of like it.
There are worse nicknames. I've been given a couple of them. So
honestly, to being known for something like that in dodgeball, there's a lot worse. And I think being able to get those pop-up catches, like, I would poach him for my team.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, we as Fury, we left a lot of pop-ups on the table, not diving for catches, not selling out for the pop-ups. And in my opinion, it's not unacceptable, but it really needs to be rectified. And a team like this, Melee plays best when they play together. They do have a tendency to get hot-headed and start going rogue. But when they play together and they play smart and trust each other, they're a very strong team.
Yeah, well, again, a lot of them have that experience. Like, at this point with, you know, teams like this coming out of Ontario, it's almost easier to ask who hasn't played for Team Canada.
Yeah, there's quite a few people here.
And I can definitely see why, because they do have those strong, confident personalities with that skill set.
Yeah. And, you know, I personally think Ontario has one of the deepest pools of competitive teams, but we're seeing a lot of provinces coming up, and even like Manitoba having Manitoba 5. Like, Manitoba 5 is still good. You know, Saskatchewan has 2. Both of them were taking wins off teams that on paper they shouldn't have. So everybody is getting so much better now. Melee, playing out of Ontario, has to face a lot of the top teams that we're going to be seeing later today, Mavericks, Saint Elite and such. So, and
then we're seeing those teams from those other provinces. You know, we've got New Era, we've got Hardest Foam.
Yeah. I believe that was a catch there by Holo Atenko. He looks a little sheepish about how he made that catch, but he makes a lot of catches as well. That is a pop-up.
And gets it.
And I will say, Justin Karadang did an amazing thing I don't know if it counts because I don't know the rules, and that's why I don't ref. But
We are still going with the older rule set, so why don't you tell me what you saw?
he jumped over the line, didn't step over the line, jumped, hit the ball that was live backwards to his team so they could catch it. But as soon as it goes over the middle line, I think it is uncatchable, even if you catch it yourself over the line.
Yeah, I think if he does something like well, it wasn't a flying squirrel with a throw.
Yeah.
So it is questionable, but yeah, the out is going to stick, and I don't think we're seeing the catch count because it's down to 3 players on the melee side now.
And if you don't know, go for it anyways because you're going to die because it just hit you. And let the refs figure it out.
Yeah. And, you know, that is why we do have those referees who are very aware of the rule set and have studied it and have done a great job. Honestly, both of these refs, I've seen them so much during the tournament, and I trust every call they make.
Yeah, and while we were talking about all that, Sean Oko made a great catch, and Rizzo ended up taking the hit, and then I believe Element had a nasty drop here on Josh Holowatenko, who's a great blocker. It just got right through it, so now Zeal up 4-2.
So we just have Kerr and Levelecki who got eliminated, and we're still 4 in the lineup for Zeal.
Yeah, Levelecki unfortunately got hit in the shoes as he was jumping. Mr. Rizzo Kerr has what I call jank.
Oh, big shot there from Wilmot on Kerr.
Yeah, it's he's got a powerful throw, and he's got lots of curve on it, and I call it jank. He doesn't really like it when I call it jank because he says it's calculated. I know exactly where it's going and what angle it's taking. But as a receiver of that, it's just you see a ball coming straight, and then oh no, it's going in a different direction.
Yeah.
He couldn't come out on top on that one, so Zeal's got to be feeling confident now.
Nice from Karen Dang there. He blocks the 2 of them while sliding back. He was in a little bit of a vulnerable position, but he does manage to stay in. So both teams keep their full lineup off of that rush.
Yeah, Justin Karen Dang's very good at that. They'll oftentimes put him as rushing for all 3 balls, and he's very good at staying alive and or making a catch.
So we have about 13 minutes now left in this half. Melee is currently winning 4-3.
Yeah, and if I'm Melee right now, I'm taking out Sean Oko. He's hit too many. He can't be allowed to play. And throwing at Dubuque with a ball, probably not the best idea. You need to start thinning out some numbers here.
And honestly,
not a catch.
Yeah,
not
he only had the 1 foot in because he had the other foot up trying to get out.
And his 1 foot was over the line.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you mentioned that Oko being a target because I rarely ever see him play in the center on Zeal.
Same.
Like he usually lives in the wing, but we see Dubuque in there instead.
He's like planting roots in the corner when he's in there, but right now he's. Maybe what they're playing is, the aggressive style on defense of Dubuque is actually protecting the middles. So, and we've seen a couple throws go at Dubuque, so it's working.
I like that.
A leg sweep kick into a one-handed block. And
Tabernor with a huge catch returns it right at Wilmot. Oh my gosh.
Mr. Pop-Up showing he can make regular catches as well.
So it's just the 3 now left. Oko on the opposite wing, also very interesting. Kerr going for the catch, doesn't quite make it. He was on his knees, almost looked like he had it there.
Yeah, they threw 2 balls at 2 different targets and both hit. That was very impressive.
Yeah, I like how they threw him as a distraction. Karen Dang misses it.
I don't know. Karen Dang's out. Okay.
Yeah, Karen Dang was
he couldn't
out.
Have caught that.
I think he was looking to see what happened as Holowatenko was calling for the catch.
Yeah.
That's why he stayed on the court just in case. But yeah, unfortunately, the timing on the balls dying was not in their favor. So that's going to tie it up now for 4 points on each side. And
this is a crucial point of this match. We are tied right now. Still about 11 and a half minutes left. I don't know about Zeal, but Melee can sometimes implode in these situations, and because they were up in a lot of these games, and then they'll slowly lose it. Like in that one, it was basically tied, and then they're just getting hit. They were making great plays, but Zeal looks like they thrive on energy and these big plays, like pump them up, and a lot of those Winnipeg teams play like that. They feed off of it. So.
I honestly kind of want to see some hot-headed energy coming out of the melee side. Like I really want to see them pump up the energy. I want to see them get really aggressive with Zeal and see how Zeal counters, because I don't think they are expecting it right now. But I think that would work in Melee's favor, to be perfectly honest. Like,
I don't think it'll happen. There's too many smiles on the team right now. I think everybody's just happy to be playing a little bit of dodgeball with their friends.
Yep.
For a less stressful situation.
And McEwen goes out.
You know, everybody still wants to win. These teams are going to try hard.
Big throw from Oko there, standing next to Dubuque in the center, taking out Holowatenko.
I don't know if Melee has a coach, but somebody needs to tell him to throw at Oko. Let's see if they do. They did. Carandang usually making the heads-up play. Gonzalez, another leg sweep. Very nice move there.
4 players for Zeal. We see Element back on the court.
Element has a lot of movement on his balls, too. I believe he played on New Era. You know, all those guys know how to throw, tons of throws. That was actually a good choice, not throwing at Dubuque there. Oh.
Goes off of Tabernor and into Carandang.
So a double.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. They got to keep their heads up, though. They're still in this. These are 2 very strong players. Maybe don't throw at Dubuque.
Don't throw solo at him, at least.
Yeah, I mean, Wilmot's hard to hit as well, so maybe Gonzalez has got to go. Nice
shot from Kurt Wilmot. Wilmot does get out of the way, though, but I absolutely love that fury coming out of the arm of Kerr there.
Yeah, I think Dubuque kind of, you know, ruined my theory there, because Jordan Williams ended up throwing at Gonzalez, and then Dubuque very quick on that counter to punish. And with amazing accuracy, ends up taking out 2 on 2 throws. I meant terrible for Melee.
It's funny because people talk about like arms getting tired, but you know, tongues get tired too after doing commentary for 2 days.
Yeah, true. Yeah, my brain is all mush at this point.
It's a very nice mush.
Yeah. And this point just started, and now we're down 4-3. This is, hey, they're throwing at Oko.
Yep.
This is good. He's going for those catches, though. Good for him.
I don't often see him going for that many, you know, risky catches. Dubuque going for one, though, pops off of him. And then Tabernor takes a shot at Element, pops off him.
And now we see that that energy here from Melee. Big scream here from Josh Holowatenko. Smart move. Dubuque without a ball running backwards. He pump faked him into sliding on the ground, then took him.
Yep.
And then got another guy, maybe Wilmot, jumping in the air. Yep. Very heads-up play there by Josh Holowatenko.
Love those shots, how they were catching them off guard. Williams going out, though, off of the opening rush.
Yeah, Melee's kind of bunching up when they rush there in the corner. There's always 3 guys there. So, you know, Zeal just throwing at a group and hitting one every time. They might need to spread it out as they're passing it.
So I think it was a game stoppage for a ball, so we did see them reset. Goes into Oko, and it actually just like kind of sat there for a second. I don't think he realized it was there, and as he goes down to reach it, it finally fell, but Oko almost getting that catch.
Your hands failed you, because I thought for sure he had that.
I don't think the neurons fired off in time to realize that ball was in the breadbasket.
Yeah, it was right there.
Big catch from Carandang, though. He's on a roll today.
He always passes the ball when he makes the catch.
I saw that. And he sends it to the person walking in because they are vulnerable.
Yeah, and you know, Zeal should learn from that. Don't throw at that guy. Don't throw solos at him.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, he's, like you said, same with Dubuque, so.
Yeah.
So we see Wilmot going out off so they do rush up the line. They take out Wilmot. So it is just Amador Gonzalez and Element left. We see Element on the opposite side of the court from that guard position they're normally in.
Maybe he's lining up against Holowatenko because he's been doing damage the last 1.5 here. Not that he wasn't before.
It kind of makes you wonder if they're marking individual players on the Zeal side on Melee, and that's why they're changing up their positions, because normally we don't see a lot of that, because like Tabernor taking out Amador there.
Yeah, and you know, like if you're on Zeal, yeah, you want to get some numbers, you want to get some bodies off the court, but if you're going to do that, you got to throw some at the corner, like Drew Tabernor. He was loading up, waiting for them to not throw at him so that he could be greenlit to take that shot.
You see Element taking a wide shot over the Melee side. That's going to put the ball in hand.
That was the highest drop shot I've ever seen and still almost hit someone.
Yeah, it was from the backcourt too. Goes for a little bit more of a lower shot now. We hear a hold being called because they are getting that other ball in, so smart move from Melee to load up.
Let's see if we throw 2 here for Melee. Drew for sure. Yeah.
There you go. I think it was the one from Williams that got him.
Yeah,
but Tabernor did also psych him out.
Yeah, he could have been looking at the one from Drew, dodging that into the getting hit by Jordan Williams. So that was a smart play, throwing 2 there. There's only one player. It doesn't matter if he gets 4 balls, 5 balls. You know, you need to secure that win.
Oh, yeah, great execution on the Melee side there.
Still lots of time left, only a 1-point game.
Yeah, they are going a lot of back and forth right now. I think we have about 6 minutes left on the clock. Melee 6 and Zeal 3. Oh, Zeal 5, yeah. 3 minutes on the clock.
Mush. Brain mush.
A lot of numbers. I don't math well.
Yeah. And Oko, probably upset that he kept getting targeted in the last one, finally takes a shot and just almost rubs the logo off of Waddy's chest there. Again with some power.
I'm loving the sound bites you're putting out right now.
Yeah, I throw a lot of crap out there, and maybe some of them stick. It looks like a line call here. Ooh,
and that's Element.
This is my Fury teammates calling out a lot of stuff here. Good for them. They're not on their phones.
So it's Wilmot and Oko left now up against Tabernor, Karandang, and Williams again. Going for Oko, and Oko gets the hit as he slides back off of the pop-up. He looks up with that chagrin on his face going, yep.
I don't know if that was planned to throw both, but Drew Tabernor pushed forward after the throw, realized that Wilmot was in defensive stance, and then said, screw it, I'm throwing at Oko cross court because he can do that.
Nice big jump there from Wilmot getting out of the way of the throws. Looks like Tabernor's getting at him, but Williams comes up to the line and just snatches that ball mid-air as Wilmot throws it. He rushed the line to catch that too. That was just chef's kiss.
That was impressive. I loved it, and it was a high up in the chest throw, not easy to make, and it's like he expected it.
Whew.
That was that is something you normally see in like no blocking, and we're still 4 minutes away from no blocking.
Yeah, but I like the anticipation going into that.
Yeah, and right now Melee has all the momentum here. They've won maybe 3 points in a row here, and they are making the smart plays.
Yeah. I think this is the first time that we're seeing a 2-point difference in the score too.
True. Yeah.
Because it's been like 1-1, 1-1 the entire time. So now Melee finally put themselves in an advantage, so they can definitely use that in their psychological game against Zeal because they know they can run the clock now.
Yeah, and Zeal can make adjustments right now. There's still lots of time. I think if I'm on Zeal's side, I'm saying like, you know, let's protect Oko a little bit. Like if you're Wilmot and you're the other corner, as you're walking away, maybe not full defense, maybe like keep in mind that they're probably going to throw at Oko and try to punish for those. You gotta protect your teammates. Even if they get hit, you gotta punish them and make them regret doing so.
Nice big rush there from Zeal and from the Melee side too. A lot of energy going into getting those balls. Very cautious though as they are doing the pitches, and no one gets eliminated. Nice synchronized jump there from Dubuque and Oko.
Yeah, and earlier Melee was doing the pump Dubuque into the air and then hit him, so.
Holomotenko with a nice big catch.
Well, it was a catch that didn't count because Gonzalez caught him first.
Yeah, but it still looked good.
Oh, yeah, it was nice.
And so did Gonzalez's catch, too.
Yeah. Well, Gonzalez bobbled it a little bit, but he snagged it,
you know,
secured it. He did it on purpose. It
Yeah.
wasn't an accident. Yeah. Still impressive. One shot taken and one hit.
And there goes McEwen.
I believe that was Tabernor again.
Tabernor's on fire.
Yeah, Tabby. No, that doesn't work either. I'll stop.
Oh, but Mark Holzer with the catch.
And we got a pretty standard Holzer catch, casual, and then pass it off.
Yep.
Just like
Big Brother
his
Dan.
brother. Yeah, and we see Waddy sliding his bum kind of touching the line there. Bryce says, no, we can't have that. You're out. I'm
Nice.
surprised Oko didn't throw there. I thought for sure he would. I'm probably going to give it to him here. He does.
Karen Dang getting nice and low out of the way.
He kind of closed his eyes and put his head down thinking, oh, no, I don't want a concussion here.
It's interesting that this is the first time we're seeing Mark Holzer on the court.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, maybe they're like, we need some catching. Put him out here. And he throws.
Oh, yeah.
He hit a spectator real hard.
It's
You got to dial it in.
part of the game.
Yeah, it's been like 30-something minutes. Dial it in. Probably going to see Drew Tabernor throwing. He has 2.
With about 2 minutes now left on the game clock.
Drew Tabernor, my MVP of this match so far.
Mr. Pop-Up himself. And, oh, wow.
Ing.
Yeah.
Making his presence known. We haven't seen him play a lot, but this is a great catch. He's known to do so. They got a lot of hands on this team. Very capable catching team.
Nice
we are now
dodge
tied
there.
up player-wise. 4 balls here for Melee.
Burden to throw is going to be on Melee as the shot clock is counting down, going towards the Zeal side. And number 12 takes the shot onto the Zeal court there. It's a 4v4 situation coming up to take the shot. Dubuque takes it, and Holowatenko goes out off of that throw from Dubuque, taking it down now to 3 players for Melee coming up to the line, and Tabernor goes for it up against McEwen. Nice block from Karadang against that return fire shot from Dubuque as they were on the retreat. We see them coming in now, and they have to throw. There is a ball kind of in no man's land, but ooh.
Yeah, Drew Tabernor went from 3 throws, 3 hits into a miss, and then a catch that definitely didn't look like his best throw, and might be seeing a little bit of a
30 seconds
energy
now
dip
on the
here.
clock.
Justin Karendang, a great defensive specialist. They are going to be hard pressed to kill him with 20 seconds to go, and now only 1 ball.
Yeah, we're gonna go into that no block. Zeal probably not able to get a point to tie it up
balls, and Karendang just needs to miss.
Karendang has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's got all the balls.
All the balls over.
No,
so it looks like 2 refs had 2 different counts.
Okay. So
he was looking at the close ref, and he was not at 10, but the other guy was at 3, 2, 1. It was about to say 0.
Okay. So I think he did have to throw them over, but at this point now with the game clock being done, I think we're going to go into that no block situation.
I think the clock is done, but if this was basketball, you go back and review the tape, there was 2 or 3 seconds left on the clock.
So maybe they'll give them that 3 seconds before they call the no block.
When he got the 10-second reset, there was 14 seconds left on the clock. So around 3 or 4 seconds should be put back on the clock, in my opinion. And that's enough time to run forward, take a shot with all 6 balls, and see if you can hit them.
Yeah.
Maybe there wasn't 2 different calls. Maybe just Karendang was looking at Jack Favone, the referee, and he wasn't making a call. And that's partly on Melee as a team. They all should be screaming 3, 2, 1, like throw.
I really like that Waddingham and Element were able to talk it out, and they had that nice little bit of camaraderie at the end there, and they both seem to agree on it. So it looks like Karendang is going to stay in with all the balls over.
Waddy with a lot of hand movements here. He's not happy with some of the things that are being said. I don't think there's any harsh words happening here, but this is almost like a baseball umpire argument here. Hand swinging, pointing. He's not happy. He's walking away unhappy.
You know, we aren't able to get a mic down there. We don't know what was said, so you know, we're just gonna hope that like they're able to finish this off on a good note.
Yeah, and this is one of those pitfalls for Melee. You see Zeal being very casual about this, but Melee has a if there was more time on the clock, I'd be more worried. But Melee has a tendency to implode when something doesn't go their way, call-wise from the referees, and they get down on themselves. They get and then that negative energy is contagious. Other people feel it, and then they start playing differently as well.
I will say though, like with a lot of those players on the Melee side, is you know, it's not so much like they are upset about it as they have a very strong opinion about what's right and wrong because they have been playing for so long.
Yeah.
So they have a very finite and well-tuned understanding of the game. So I would understand the advocacy that Waddingham is putting out right now.
Yeah, and I mean you have to as a coach, and it looks like Kyle Waddingham got a thumbs up, so maybe it went their way.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're just calling it at that point. So Melee is going to take the win.
It's a really strange way for that to end. I don't think anybody's happy with the way that. I'm sure Melee isn't happy with the way that went down. I still see a lot of smiles here on the Zeal team. So
I think at that point the emotions would have been running a little bit too high for it to be finished off in a way that amicable. Yes, good choice of words. So I kind of like that they take that moment and they're like, you know what, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, let's end this as friends
and they still gave high fives.
Yeah.
They still gave high fives to everyone. They still said good game.
Yeah.
You know, and it had to do with that count on the ref too. It wasn't completely. You know, I don't think it really had anything to do with Zeal, so I'm glad that, you know, the teams were able to talk it out.
Yeah.
And, you know, again, that advocacy coming from Waddingham. So